Welcome back, Alpha Strikers. This is our Joker's Wild review video with a special announcement. This is our 100th video.
Boom, that's right. Big centennial right here. The 100th posted video. There have been a couple that have been deleted in the past, but this is going to be the 100th one that stays up. So big congrats to us. Thanks to all our fans for supporting us and keeping us going. So without further ado, we'll just get right into the figure review. We are missing a couple figures in this video, but we are picking those up tomorrow, and they will be available for our later reviews. So we're just starting with commons today, and there's a lot to talk about here, especially with the changing format of the game. ErX's going to start us off.
So first and foremost, we have the star of the set, the Joker. Number 1, 45 points, Batman enemy TA. Has the trait attack power. It says put her there, pal. He can use poison. He can do it normally, or if he targets one just opposing character, it's penetrating. So that's pretty cool. So his whole role, basically, he sidesteps, has mastermind, and poisons. So that's kind of what he's doing your team. He's going to be kind of moving around, getting into position, damaging their opposing characters with penetrating damage, just being annoying. And mastermind, that gives you some options to use some of those, like, Joker thugs, who we'll get to later, or other mastermind fodder for under 45 points.
How many points is he?
45.
45, okay.
And there's still a lot of figures out there who are in that price range. There's
regular thugs,
Joker thugs, Joker thugs, cops,
Thanagarians,
initiates, tons of stuff. Yeah. So that's basically it with him. Short dial's kind of weakness. He only has 5 clicks, which is not too shabby for 45 points. He can take a licking, keeps on ticking. Does only have 8 attacks, but the Batman enemy TA, you obviously want to play him on a team with Arkham Asylum. All those Batman enemies keep his attack up there, so he can maybe deal some damage, but he is focusing on poison. He has the whole dial. That's his role.
penetrating poison.
Against one figure. Or multiple if you want to regular poison. Reducers are hard to find these days. Mike?
What would you put him with to make him better?
To make him better, obviously I'd think of somebody like carry him around, someone fly him around the board, get him in position faster, because he is just sidestepping the whole way with only a 7 speed. So it's not the fastest. It's pretty average these days for speed.
Taxi him in with somebody with a lower point value. Thanagarian.
TK.
I'm going to keep saying it because that figure needs help. So, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, TK, carry him in, and then keep him by some, like Man-Bat would probably be good to keep him by for sure, because he flies him around and shares 10 attack all day, so...
Okay. Be sure not to discount the Batman enemy team ability.
Yes.
Boost those attack values because his values are kind of low most of his dial. And always make sure you got that mastermind fodder with him. Always, it's a must. When you've got mastermind your whole dial, they're just begging for you to keep people with him.
Yep.
Alright, up next we have the common Harley. Arkham Asylum, Gotham City Underworld keywords. Comes in at a whopping 25 points. 3 clicks deep. She is all stealth and all perplex. She's got Batman enemy TA and combat reflexes on her first 2 clicks. So really, she is in the game to give you some stealth and some perplex. Really just move around, put her in a position, and enjoy that 25 points perplex. They've been giving us a lot of these. We've got Irma, we've got Storm, we've got a lot of people that
Mary Jane,
J. Jonah. A lot of low cost perplex. But for being able to hide and then give you a perplex, and then if you're rocking somebody who's got a higher value, that's either wild card or Batman enemy, you can boost her up and take a fair swing at somebody if they're basing you. So weaknesses: short dial, no damage reducers. She, if you're getting your stealth busted or somebody can, hit you, you're done. That's 25 points off the board. As far as people to put with her to make her better, just add her to your team. If you got 25 points to fill and you need a good perplexer, she's your woman.
She'll do that job pretty well. Next up, we have the Joker Thugs. So these guys, while not as interesting as the thugs from the previous set, have a very unique role. So their trait gives them, basically, when building your force, if Joker's on your team, these guys don't count against your theme team.
And they can all cram into a clown car.
And they don't break theme when he's on the team as well. The other cool thing they do is whenever the Joker's hit with an attack, any kind of attack whatsoever, you can basically then pawn it off to the thug indefinitely as a hit target, even if it were illegal. So if they pulse wave your single target Joker and he's adjacent to him, you can say, nah, Joker Thug gets it.
This also makes it so Precision Strike, if it's stopping your Mastermind, he can still bounce it off to a Joker Thug.
So any Joker you play, fit a couple of your team, guys. 20 points to basically keep your Joker healthy is really good.
How many clicks do each of those have?
3, with toughness top. So they're always reducing whatever's coming at them sometimes too.
So extra 20 points to give Joker an extra 3 clicks of life? No, sorry, give him an extra 6 clicks. So 10 points for 3 more clicks of life with a click of toughness.
Yep, and they have Empower, so if they stick around for a click or two, and Joker's fighting people up close, he gets the Empower, making him even stronger to hit too. So weakness is, as by himself a figure, only 9 attack, 2 damage, 16 toughness. Not doing a whole lot for your team. Very, very short dial. 3 damage will, well, I guess do 1, 2. I guess 3 damage clocks him, so you have to do 4 total because he has toughness. Let's say you do penetrating damage. Making him better, you could be really rude and put a Hulkbuster torso on it.
Why did you waste that on 10-point figure?
That seems really wasteful, but it'd be a better reducer if you don't have, like, you know, reducing penetrating damage. But, yeah, I think multiple of these are probably the best way to play these. Between 2 and 4 is probably the sweet spot. 50 points in Thugs is probably a little too much for my taste, but I think 20 to 40 is fair.
TA?
So, TA Underworld, so they can carry each other. That's really cool, too. If you have a wild card, they can carry at least 2 of these guys behind them, too. If you guys saw my last X teams, Harley Quinn was carrying these guys around. So that's pretty cool.
It's pretty awesome. Yeah, definitely pair him with Joker. That's my biggest suggestion, that just take advantage of that free Mastermind and then keep them in close. You know, if they get off their top click, you got that Empower.
Yep.
Really, it's hard to make them better than they are. They're just so cost effective for what they do.
They know their role.
All right, Prime Anarky. This figure, you got to see it in our first Joker's Wild Battle Box, and he was just amazing. The big thing that he's got is he gets to drop those 6 bomb markers at the beginning of the game. They do have to be at least 4 squares away from each other, but this gives you so much board control. You can overlap those, so if they pass between 2 of them, they're both going to blow, or you can space them out and pretty much cover the whole board and make it so your opponent has to pass through them. He gets his special attack power on his first and last 2 clicks only. He gets to take a power action and drop another one. We did play this wrong. It is a may detonate those bomb markers if there's an opponent within 3 squares. So you can drop one, and if you're just not ready for that sucker to go off yet, don't do it. Don't take that chance. He is 75 points with Gotham City keyword only. He does also have Batman enemy TA, so I mean he's got an 11. That's good for passing off for just 75 points.
Yep.
Drops into Perplex, and he's just a close combat beast after that. For range, really the only thing that I feel this guy is missing is he needs sidestep early on to be able to get around. They did give him leap climb, or he needs willpower. He needs to be able to move and then drop a bomb, or drop a bomb and then move away and not lose that option. And then stealth, because he's just a close combat beast. If you find a way to give him stealth, they're going to have to be up close to him, and then he drops a bomb and runs away. I mean, that's just where it's at. Really, to make him better, pair him with somebody who can carry him around, give him sidestep, give him somebody who can TK him. And Fast Force's Jean Grey, one of our Mikeneto's new recruits, I really think that she would just make him brutal. And then, you know, either willpower or a nice leadership for 76 points or more. Comes to mind Kingpin. Can do it regardless of point value and on a 4, 5, or 6. Just Jean Grey, Anarky out there, drop a bomb, Jean Grey and back, leadership him.
Yep.
On the next turn. So
that's pretty good.
The amount of board control he has is just amazing. One other thing, map choice. I want to play him on that Deadpool submarine map. The whole map. And then the bombs blow up the walls. And then the whole place comes flooded with water. It's
not cool.
It's waiting to happen. Somebody's going to do it.
That
and it's
map
going to
is
be
too small for those. You'd never get not hitting a bomb.
Exactly. So make sure you get your map choice. Gotham City is a fairly prevalent keyword in the set, so it'll be easy to make a theme team. But as far as your strategies with that, it may not be the best. I can guarantee he's going to see some golden or limited play in the circuits, because that board control, wow. If I had somebody with like 10 range like Bedovian or the OP kits, Deadshot, you're going to be dancing behind those bombs all day while I'm taking pot shots at you. You're just not going to have a choice. You're going to have to do one, or you're going to have to make it through the minefield.
Cool thing about Anarky as well, on a Gotham City theme team, those guys don't have a whole lot of prop control. And he fills that role as well as the bombs. If you forget about the bombs, he still has prop control with 11 attack.
He's a 75-point propper with, board control worth every penny.
Every penny. Alright, next up, we have the Kobra Fanatics. These guys are very niche. They are meant to really go with their Cobra leader. They are charged for 1 click and then blades for the rest with 2 and 1 damage, no reducers. Only 20 points, so 10 more than the usual generic. They have more powers. And he is just meant to get in there with blades and just wreck face. Because people will say, oh, 20-point figure, I push Shaw. That's not going to do anything to me. All of a sudden, 6. That wasn't supposed to happen.
Love the blades. So how many points are they?
20.
TA?
No, Underworld again, so they can be carried.
Okay.
And they also have Strike Force, Cobra, Martial Artist, and Soldier keywords. So Soldier and Martial Artist teams, hey, that's not too shabby. But they are really just really short dials, cheap points for your opponent. But if you get them in for a good, solid hit, whether you're playing constructed or limited, the Cobra leader, we'll get to a little while later, his whole spec is he moves these guys for free. So that or a TK or carry him with the team ability or a flyer, you want them in the fight as fast as you can, because they're going to get picked off later. That's the only problem. They have no way to protect themselves. No stealth, no shape change, no reducer. They're going to give you points. That's kind of the only downside to them. But with the right setup, they might be better for you. I wish they had Batman Enemy Kaido so you can get some better attack values, but perplex.
Pairing them with characters that can boost attack values, the Fast vs. Penguin, you get Trinity War Superman with that leadership, Dr. Fate from Superman and Wonder Woman, power action, raise all your attack values by 1.
Yep.
Could really make those guys worth it, run in there with a charge 10 with blades for 25 points. I mean, sure, they get knocked off, but you just, for 75 points, you just had 3 charge blades attack rolls on your opponent.
Yep.
So, could really mess up some stuff. Alright, up next, the Thanagarian. 30 points of Warrior. That's right, Warrior. 1 power, movement power. They have flight. You can give them move action with a locked speed value of 3. If you do, after action resolve, a carried character may be given a non-free action, but only if it is a close attack. So you pretty much, for 30 points, can attach a 3-square charge to another character. And they've got this Thanagarian is 4 clicks deep. I've been looking at this guy trying to figure out, you guys know I hate generics, and I'm just like, there's got to be something worth 30 points here. Clayface, Bane, stationary pieces, like Shiva, which we'll cover later. She doesn't actually have charge, but she has a really awesome flurry. So if you have her next to a Thanagarian, get her in there. People who have poison that can't move very quickly. People who have plasticity. You got your Cobras that, they charge only so far. There's a lot of things that these guys would be good for, and there are additional 4 clicks for Mastermind fodder as well. So there's a lot of things you can pair them with, but weaknesses overall, they're very vanilla. I mean, they're a one-trick pony. That's what they do. 9 attack values, 1 damage. They're not even...
not even a 5th string attacker at best.
They're meat shields on the board. They're glorified transporters, and they aren't even that great at that. So, I mean, you can pick somebody up, carry them in 7 squares because they have flight and carry. Next turn, you can push them because their dials really don't change. Move 3 more squares at a lock value and have that person you carried in there make a close attack. No, a close action.
Close action.
So they could flurry, they could exploit, they could quake. Blades. Everything in that category. Close combat expert. They can do it, but
close combat expert's a power action.
That's right. Sorry, not close combat expert. It's a power action.
I know.
They really need to make it so that's just a regular combat action, but it would just be broken. Close combat expert and blades. Oh, I can dream.
Ew.
But you know, they're really good for those stationary turret figures or close combat figures that just don't have the charge that they need. But for 30 points, that's a lot of planning, and 4 clicks of dead for 30 points. So, yeah, good luck with those Thanagarians.
All right. So next up, we have the Court of Owls Initiates, both the male and female. We're going to cover them the same because they are the same figure. So they are only 10 points. I love the point value with the Underworld team ability, so they can be carried.
I'm just going to say this now. I hate these figures. You guys know I dislike generics overall, but I played this Initiate in our first sealed, and every game she was the first figure to die. She did absolutely nothing. It wasn't even worth the meat shield and the 10 points I paid for her. I would have much rather had her not on my team.
To be fair, your team had 0 mastermind, and she just was a filler, if anything, on your team.
It wasn't worth it. Even at a mastermind with 3 clicks, oh, I'm going to mastermind off 3 damage. Okay, well, you scored 10 points instead of hitting me for 3.
The cool thing about these guys, though, is they are... Whenever their damage is transferred to them through mastermind, they reduce it by 1. So they have an inherent toughness from mastermind damage, but not actually on the figure. All they have safeguarding them there is stealth, which in this set, stealth busting is not very high. There's only a couple pieces that do it. But other than that, they're just fodder. They have exploit on their last click with 9 attack, which isn't too shabby, 2 damage, kind of a last scream cry. They are just initiates. They're meant to take damage for the bigger ones. The assassins we'll get to later are much better. Talon is amazing. He'll tell you that later, I'm sure. And lots of them, guys. Honestly, if you're going to play an Owls team, just play a bunch of assassins, a bunch of these guys, and a Talon. That's probably the best way to play these.
I could see him swarming and be worth something in an actual, like, themed game.
Yeah.
But just throwing one on your team, don't even bother. Spend that 10 points on a Hulkbuster torso or Hulkbuster arm or a thug or a Joker thug, anything else, honestly.
A special object, just not...
Spend 6 of that and put in a symbiote. This, to me, was the biggest waste of a character slot.
And when damage is transferred, I mean, you could use Joker to mastermind these too, and they have toughness as well. I mean, if you want to mix Joker thugs and these, they have Gotham City keyword, which most Jokers usually have anyways, but I think I mostly have Gotham City key Underworld, but yeah, either way. Moving right along.
Alright, Green Arrow, All-Star Squadron, Justice Society, 7 Soldiers of Victory, Star City, and Past.
They actually eroded that keyword.
Which one?
The 7 Soldiers of Victory, it's just 7 soldiers, according to the WizKids
okay,
Info
so
Network.
It's 7 soldiers, not 7 Soldiers of Victory. You know, he's a pretty well straight up figure for 40 points. He's got the simpler time for the JSA that he boosts their defense value by +1 against ranged attacks if you're using the JSA ability. And sidestep and range combat expert with 6 range. He's a turret. It's what he does. He has 1 role and he does it really well. You're just looking to shoot people with him. Great for an ID card call in for 40 points.
Yes.
Just bring him in and be like, oh, hey, I'm going to range combat expert here for 4 damage with 10 attack, and then pass off JSA if I've got any JSA on my team to prevent you from shooting me or make it harder to shoot me for a turn, and I'm gone. Bye. And even if you got me, it was 40 points. No big deal.
And the inspiration for him is he gives adjacent for the character with the inspiration a +2 to their attack when making a ranged combat attack.
So I get +1 on my defense against your range attacks, and then whoever I'm standing next to gets +2 to their attack when they're shooting you. So I increase defense, I increase your attack, and then I go away. And for 40 points, you know, all of these characters that can be called in for less than 60 points immediately makes me think Mystique. Because she can sidestep wherever she wants to go, and then just drop.
Hey, Flash, go get them. Hey, Green Arrow, shoot them.
I mean, just for all these low point values.
Points.
So I'm really liking these new JSA. They are very targeted and low point value. They're going to fill that 1 role for you, but overall they do that role really well. And always look to the ID cards for these guys because you may not want them on the board as a weakness of 40 points for 4 clicks, but call them in for 1 turn, let them get that power hit off, and be on their way. Brilliant.
Yeah, not too shabby at all, guys. All right, next up we have the Commissioner himself, Commissioner Gordon.
Commissioner owning the house for me in the games that we played. We played one off camera, and I missed every roll with every character. But when it came to Commissioner Gordon, he sipped that coffee, busted off an 11. Sipped that coffee, shot with a 10. Sipped the coffee, critical hit. He just, everybody else rolling 5s for days, Commissioner getting work done.
It was pretty epic. So he's got a good gathering of keywords. He's got Batman Family, which I like him to have. Gotham City, Detective, Police, and Politician. So there you go. 2 abilities. He's got a trait called Life on the Streets. Basically, he can use... if he's the only character on your team with the police ability, instead of giving them -1, he gives them -2 to their defense. So he acts as 2 cops for 30 points.
That's not bad.
That's not too shabby.
Especially when he's the only one. So you're pairing him with your Batman Family TA. You've got your OP Kit Batgirls, your Nightwings, your Batman, and they all have a decent range. Oh look, reduce the defense by 2 because I'm standing next to you.
Yeah. Kind of a shame though. I wish that he'd be better on a police team too. They've usually made Gordon in the past who made police teams really, really prevalent and really awesome. This one's kind of going the other way, mostly helping the Batman Family or the Gotham City teams as a single cop on duty. Plus, all other beat cops are off just not working anyway, so he's the hardworking man.
Taking the take.
And then his damage ability he has for the first 2 weeks of his dial give him enhancement and leadership if he is the only person who used them that turn. So what's really cool about that is if you use leadership first and then somebody else's, that's totally fine.
Yep.
So his role is just basically being a buddy to any other Batman Family, cop, detective, whatever, giving you a -2 to their defenses, hitting them really hard, giving the enhancements so you do more damage. He does a lot of stuff for 30 points. Now, short dial has toughness 17 defense, which is too shabby for just a guy. He's obviously a grizzled old man, but he's fighting. You guys watch Gotham TV
tough
show?
Old bird.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. But other than that, 4 clicks deep takes him out and 5, 6 damage, 5 damage. I can't count dials. I'm not clicking the dial.
4.
Thank you. And yeah, that's just short dial's weakness. Making him better. Play him with figures on a team who need that -2. Like say if you have someone with 9 attack, bring someone from a 17 or 18 down to a 16. 7s are way better to hit than an 8 or 9 all day long. So that really helps those little low attack guys. Batman, best friends of Batman, like the 120 point Batman and him are only 150 points together. Same price as 24 Batman. That's pretty busted. So, yeah, that's Commissioner Gordon, guys. Anything you want to say, Mike?
Always pair him with your ranged figures.
Yeah.
If you're not playing Highlander rule, field more than one of them. I mean, sure, he gets to be... I don't know, would that break the rule, Commissioner Gordon? Because Commissioner Gordon's the only one who used leadership this turn. He's the only one who's used enhancement this turn. He's the only one using the police team ability. No, I think they would rule that because it's a different character. But we'll have to watch the forums for that. But, I mean, pair him with a good ranged character. Somebody with a lot of range, gives them enhancement, can leadership them if they're lower than 30 points.
Ooh, him and Technocrat would be gross.
Yep. And then, well, Technocrat really doesn't need the enhancement.
Elevated, but
he doesn't really need the enhancement either. I don't know. I would say like Deadshot.
Deadshot.
Or just really good long range characters. Oh, Nick Fury.
Oh.
Yeah. So not only am I getting +1 to my attack and my damage, now I'm getting enhancement from Gordon. And if he can see you too, now I'm reducing your defense by 2 for an additional. Oh, and look, that's 150 points. That's only half my team. Oh, that's yeah. So anyway,
moving right along.
Moving along. Up next, we have Wildcat. So another JSA member has the All-Star Squadron, Justice Society, Celebrity, Martial Artist, and Past. Has a simpler time trait, which grants probability control, but only to reroll 1 of the die in the attack roll. And then he has a trait that opposing characters can't use Close Combat Expert, so no punching me with that purple power there.
Nice.
Overall, this guy for 65 points is a Close Combat monster.
I got him in my field, and he did work every game.
Charge, Quake, Empower, Willpower, and cancels that Close Combat Expert, and then he gets late dial regen. I mean, you want him to run in there and just start punching, and bring a friend, because I'm going to empower them too. And then he, willpower drops into close combat expert with a 17 or a 16. Now I'm rocking a 19 defense with sidestep with 11 attack and close combat expert. I'm going to punch you with 13 for 2 or an 11 for 4, and you're going to have to hit a 19 to hit me back. And then I can sidestep away if I feel so generous. And then if you do hit me, I'm probably on my regen now. I'm going to try and come back for 65 points. I mean, amazing. Absolutely amazing. Definitely economical. I haven't had a chance to field him, but to make him better, give him some TK to get him in the fight. That's the big thing with close combat characters. Better damage reducers, maybe some ESD if you can find a way to give him stealth.
Magneto, give him the ESD token.
Get him in there, and when he gets that regen, get him out of there. And always pair him with the JSA. I'm really disappointed that we don't have a Wildcat ID card, because, that would be amazing to call him in.
Really good for that point, yeah.
Call him in, Quake the Force. Bye.
I'm even more upset about? We can get a Robin ID card. Got Batman, but not Robin. I wasn't on Justice League.
We got a Nightwing. We got a Dick Grayson.
Oh, that's right. I always forget that piece of card because he's like,
$60 card. We don't get to do Tim Drake or Jason Todd, but
which you just got,
that's okay.
Okay, well, then I can consider this card with the new Nightwing card. Brain exploding. Hold on, processing. ErX.exe is loading. All right. So we have the Dick Grayson Robin at 45 points, Batman TA, Batman Family, Keywords, Gotham City, and Teen Titans. His most prominent 3. So his big thingamadoo, he does the zip line thing where once per turn, you can give him either a power action to move up to 5 squares in line of fire, or if he has 1 action token, he can do it as a free action. Now, why that's important is because he has Plasticity with 8 speed, 10 attack with Quake, 17 with combo reflexes, so up close he's better off that way anyways, and Empower. So if he's got a Batman up close that's up there getting his, fight on, he can come in and give him some support. And or tie down, like say, a Flash who's been giving his buddy trouble. So that's kind of what he's good at.
Yeah, I'm looking at him as the serious tie-up. You get him in there, stand him next to somebody, and then he calls in his friends, and they're just going to beat you down because you can't hit him if he manages to land in a square of hindering. You can't shoot him. He's basing you with Plasticity with 19 defense. His friends come up and he grants them Empower. And he's zip-lined over to you, which is a placement. And then if things get a little too hairy for him, he just zip-lines away.
He does.
Wow.
Because he can do it when he has one... if he has 1 action token. Oops. Yep. I may have put that wrong in the Battle Box game. Meh. That's how we learn, guys. Read your cards. So, weaknesses. He's not very pushable. Pushing him next click makes him have a 9 attack with 16 defense reflexes and still 2 damage and power. Not his best. Late dial, he freaks out. He has Flurry and Range Combat Expert with Incapacitate. What a weird set of powers.
So I'm going to punch you twice of them next to you. I'm going to incap you from far away, or I'm going to hit you really hard by shooting you.
With his 10-2 or 8-1 on his last click. Oh. That's so bad.
Okay, well, that's... Good try there, Robin. Way to give it 110%.
Exactly. I honestly, ID card-wise, for 45 points, that's a really easy card to call in. Even for the cheap Plasticity zipline, get in there.
Tie him up for a second.
Yeah, like if you see a figure who's going to come get you next turn, give him a Robin. 19 defense up close, and they go, well, dang it. So was there anything you wanted to say about Robin before we...
No, I think I covered it. Having the zip line and that tie-up, that's my main focus for using him, just because he's so low points, and he's just a brilliant tie-up piece.
It's a very niche way to use the ID card for that specific person. There's the Tony Zuko Perplex and Support, and the one that can sidestep twice and attack twice, essentially. So you have options, guys. Depending on what your team needs, he could fill that role.
All right, up next, The Wall, Amanda Waller.
This Waller's so weird.
Suicide Squad, politician. We've seen a lot more politicians.
Yes.
So, trait, there is no squad without the Wall. Friendly characters with the Suicide Squad team ability, and we're assuming this means it has to be printed on the dial. May use that team ability to heal any friendly character, or when any friendly character is KO'd anywhere on the map. She's just stealth, leadership, willpower, 5 range for 25 points. we've been talking a lot about leadership and how they're just handing out these low point figures. And, I mean, yeah, it's great for another action, but I put her on my team taking up 25 points. So, I mean, what am I going to do? Have another 50 and another 25-point figure that I'm going to need another action for?
You know what, though? The best part about her is not that leadership, but the other thing. We have played with that.
So
that's dumb.
We did have one game that was off camera where ErX played Suicide Squad, and we've got a team set up that you might see this go off. But that Suicide Squad being able to happen anywhere on the board is amazing. You're ready to throw your figures in there and let them die. I'm gonna send somebody to kill them. Great. I'm gonna heal back up to full, and now you gotta deal with my whole team. And Amanda Waller is just chilling in the back, busting off leadership, hiding in stealth, doing what the wall does best.
And the reason why that works, guys, is because normally the Suicide Squad team ability requires adjacency to the target who died. So since she says you can do it anywhere on the map, if any one of your figures dies anywhere, they all get to roll off that roll and heal. It's broken.
Assuming we played it right. It's a little odd on the wording on the
We'll double check, but that's... Next figure?
It's you.
Me? Alright. So we have the, oh my gosh, amazing Court of Owls Assassin. So these guys are nuts. At first I was a little skeptical about them. I was like, generics who are assassins. I mean, what are they, like foot ninjas? No, they are much stronger than foot ninjas.
Well, first of all, how much do they cost?
Well, they are only 70 points.
So only 70. That's a little higher than your standard generic.
Yes. They have the Batman enemy, which is great, and the Underworld team abilities, so they can both share attacks and or carry other Underworlds around.
Carry each other.
Exactly, and they can also carry the Initiates, two behind them if they really want to for that Mastermind. Because, as a trait, they have Blades, Claws, Fangs, and Mastermind. But only to transfer damage to the Court of Owls Initiates. Or with the keyword.
Keyword.
But there's nothing less than them besides those, so we automatically assume it's just them.
Unless they change Mastermind to equal points, then they can sit there and pass damage back and forth.
Ew, gross. You know, with leadership hopefully making that change someday, it could happen. So, what are they? What do they do? These guys have sidestep, poison, and willpower with 2 damage.
Don't forget Blades Claws the whole way.
Traded Blades, I have 2 and 1 damage the whole dial. I'm going to roll that dice. I love 2 blades. It's my favorite way to roll dice.
I like 1 blades because I don't lose.
You're not going to lose, exactly. But poison's great, so that means they want to be up in the fight, find like the weaker character. Like I always hunt out initiates with these guys, or hunt out low point figures and just wreck them. They have, in the middle of a dial, if they take at least 2 or 3 damage, they have Flurry with reflexes and the blades.
With an 11?
11 and right in the middle.
Oh, man. Flurry Blades with an 11. Thank you. For 70 points. And then my little generic assassin.
On their last click, they have sidestep, 10 attack. 10 attack still. They never have below 10 attack. Poison with 16 regeneration.
So, hey, buddy, I'm hurting. Underworld me out of here so I can go regen somewhere.
Seriously, have another assassin. Oh, all right, come on, but let's get you out of here. So
I can see 2 teams of 2 assassins just
back and forth.
280 points.
With 4, is that 2 initiates?
That's
280.
Yeah, that's 2 initiates. That's a full Blades team. That's 4 Blades and 2 initiates.
Not too shabby.
If you figure out a way to get a 20-point mind controller in there, or a TK, you've got a perfect blender.
He likes those blender teams. So yeah, these guys are Court of Owls, Gotham City, Assassins, and Pass. So some good keywords there. I love Pass. I love Assassin. Gotham City's very prevalent. So if you want to mix these with a lot of Gotham City guys like Batman enemies because they have the team ability.
Or even Batman people.
That's totally fair. Like, these guys mix everywhere. I'm so glad they didn't just stick them with the Court of Owls and make them stuck to that theme only, because I'd be kind of, But, their weakness is really they can no reducers. They're going to take a hit, but they have a deep dial. It's 5 clicks with good values. So, unless they hit them for 6 straight through, they're going to either regen or hit you really hard back before they die. And they have Mastermind, so if they have Initiate, you wasted a whole attack on a 10-point figure. And then they're going to hit you back harder. Make them better. I play them in dupe doubles or triples of these guys. 140 points for 2 is not too shabby on a team.
Or 210 for 3.
Yeah. So 210's not bad, and 1 talent's 120. So that's like a 400-point team roughly with more initiates. But
just fill those initiates.
If you feel like you need someone with poison, blades, can survive for a few turns, this guy's not bad. I wish he had stealth traded as well, but that's asking a lot. Probably costing like 20 points on these guys. But for 70 points on a seal or construct team, they will do their job. They're going to detrimentally wound or kill something.
All right, up next, Black Lightning. Rocking the afro.
This is a cool dial.
Outsiders and Politician does have the Outsiders TA. This is the first one we reviewed for the set for the Outsiders. Special attack power. In cap with 3 bolts, and after action is resolved, he does 1 penetrating damage. So you no longer have to decide between, do I do that 1 damage between my 3, because I have 3 divided amongst all my people, or do I in-cap you? You know what? I'm just going to do both. I'm going to in-cap and you each get 1 penetrating damage. So unless you're packing Invincible, you're taking it.
What's even better about that is, like, if he does it and they already have 1 token, they go at 2 tokens, so I have a little power.
So it's penetrating and or unavoidable and then penetrating, or if they have 2 tokens, penetrating and then more penetrating. That's, for 75 points, he's he's been one of the best Black Lightnings I've seen about so far. 8 range, uncharacteristically long range for this game recently. Starts with running shot, so that's running shot in cap, 3 bolts, penetrating damage with 8 range. We're just racking up here. Outsiders to boot, so you can cancel that energy shield deflection. Willpower, so you can do it 2 turns in a row. And then, oh look, enhancement. Hey buddy, come stand next to me and shoot those guys now that I've shot them.
Woo-hoo. That's an Outsiders bro right there.
And then, so after he comes down, he goes to Force Blast. So now I can shoot 3 of your guys and knock them around for 1 each. And so with dealing 1 damage from an in-cap, wouldn't that still do knockback? Because it's if the attack does damage. So I in-cap you and knock you back 1 square.
I think it would just come back from a special ability. You'll see as regular in-cap there.
That's true. It says after actions resolve. But if you do the damage with the in-cap on the second token, that does count the attack as doing damage because they've ruled that Mystics will bounce back to you on that. And, it drops into a 9, late dial, last click, an 8, and return to the 8, 9. Ugh.
8, 9 days again.
But he does get energy shield deflection and pen size. So, I mean, this guy is a walking, talking, 8 range cannon. Pair him with Jim Gordon, pair him with somebody who else is going to give him enhancement, pair him with other ranged characters who need more damage. Give him something that somebody can stealth bust or get him to where he can see them and make it happen because, for 75 points, all day long.
All right. So we have Colonel Rick Flag Jr. of the Suicide Squad. He has a Suicide Squad keyword and soldier keyword, as well as the team ability for Suicide Squad. He has 1 trait. So Colonel Rick Flag's trait is increase Colonel Rick Flag Jr.'s defense value by 1 for each friendly character adjacent who shares a keyword with him, which is Suicide Squad and Soldier. Not too shabby. So he has a 16 defense top dial, could go upwards to a 19 if you have enough friends around, and could possibly deal some damage. So he's got running shot with 10 attack, precision strike, so he cracks those eggs, 3 damage, willpower. So he keeps on going. I look at this figure and I see a figure with, big old burly chest. He's working out. I think of a puncher, but he's got 5 range, running shot, sidestep, late dial with range, combat expert. He is shooting people. That's his role.
It's all that PT, push-ups, sit-ups.
He is focused. So, I mean, even playing him with, out of theme, Jim Gordon, minus in their defense by 2 enhancement, it gives him 10 attack, 4 damage on a figure with precision strike. That's not too shabby. Blast those jokers in their mastermind and their super senses. 60 points, 5 to life, pretty good values. I wish he had a grenade throw or something kind of ability. I missed the grenade thing from way back in the day, but weaknesses, no reducers. He's going to just take hits for days. He's really relying on that Suicide Squad team ability to heal later when his other friends die. Which, honestly, I think he'll probably be the first one to die. Just because of his lack of ways to hide from damage. Either through stealth, reducers, super senses, shape change, nothing. He just taking all that damage.
So when Eric played him against me, he always had him paired next to at least 2 people. He was usually standing next to Waller and somebody else, and he was a pain. He +2 to his defense is a real pain in the butt to try and hit him. You know, you're thinking, oh, I'll pick him off. It won't be a big deal. No, just no. All right, so Eric's got one more, and then we'll finish off with the big bats.
All right, so we're doing Harvey Bullock next. So I love this Harvey Bullock. Oh my gosh, this is the coolest like beat cop out there. I love him all the shows. So he has Gotham City, Detective, and Police keyword, all per for cops. His trait is just rude. So it's called Sometimes You Gotta Break the Rules. If an opponent wins the roll to determine first player and does not choose Harvey Bullock's controller, which is kind of a new term they used, to be the first player, characters on your force with the police keyword can use sidestep this game.
I immediately think of Flash, because Flash usually has the police keyword.
Oh, snap. You're not wrong.
Sidestep, hypersonic.
Woo. Does the KC one have that? Does he have police?
Look into it.
Look into that, guys. If he, wow. I just think of even Gordon could use some sidestep maneuverability. Usually most cops that are generics usually have sidestep imprint on their dial. If they don't, he gives it to him. Plus the running shot. I think of Banshee from the old Deadpool set. He was a police. I think he had a team police at the very least, but he might have the keyword too. But yeah, this guy, he's no slouch. For 35 points, he has 4 range, 7 speed with running shot, 10 attack, 16 with toughness, and 3 damage.
7 speed. I think that's a little fast for old Harvey there.
He likes those donuts. But toughness, the whole dial, 10, 10, 9, 2 damage with enhancement. He helps his buddies out when he gets hit for 1 or 2. So, just an old, just like Gordon, he's been doing the job for a long time. He's just dedicated as he is. Bring some good stuff to your team. Weaknesses, really short dial. Does have toughness, but 1 penetrating static blast just ends his life, poor guy.
Which makes sense. I mean,
he is just a guy.
He's just a cop.
So, making him better, I don't know. He has PD team ability. Lots of guys who have range. He's better on a rangy team, so make sure you can see those sight lines, get those -1s. Playing with multiple cops. Like, if you guys have a generic cop you love from Spider-Man or older sets that need sidestep and didn't have it, he can give it to them if they don't pick you. And police team is a generic keyword, so you would get a pretty good roll to get the first turn, but if you don't, he helps you out. That's all I got.
Alright, last but most certainly not least, the new Outsiders Batman. So, Batman Family, Gotham City, Outsiders, Detective, Martial Artist, Standard keywords, save Outsiders.
Save Outsiders.
Ignores hindering and elevated for movement purposes. We always love to see this on a Batman. Yes. Traded once per turn when a friendly character within 6 squares of Batman uses the Outsiders team ability. That character can immediately use Outwit, but only to target the opposing character targeted for the Outsiders team ability. So, quick note here, Outsiders does have a range of 10, but Outwit only in range of 6. So, you may be able to target them with the Outsiders, but you do still have to be within range of 6 to outwit them immediately thereafter. He gets his Analytical Mind and Utility Belt. This is his special attack power. His whole dial. He can choose a free action to choose one. Energy Explosion, Force Blast, Incap, Precision Strike, or Willpower. He can use this power until he chooses again. Not the Trinity War Bats, not the full range of attack and damage powers, but they gave us some of the better ones. The Energy Explosion, Force Blast, Incap, Precision Strike, Willpower.
2 bolts, too.
2 bolts for your Energy Explosion with 5 range.
Or Incap.
Or Incap, which is always good. We like to see those multiple bolts within Cap and Energy Explosion. I really wish Precision Strike, or not Precision Strike, sorry, Pensai, because he does have Precision Strike, because he has been able to do, Pensai in the past.
Yeah.
But I'll settle for Precision Strike, cancel your Super Senses and Mastermind.
At least 1.
And then he can do the Outsiders and then get Outwit, but he needs his own just standard, hey, I outwit you. Leadership with 120 points. This is the first one we've seen that makes leadership really worth it. And, standard Batman TA, ring shot drops into a close combat beast. I can tell you from my experience with this character, being 6 clicks deep, you would think, yeah, I might be able to one-shot him. Nope. Sorry. Between the lack of stealth busting and having toughness on that first click, to get him off, or for his first 3 clicks, to get him off of his 18 toughness down to where he has no damage reducers, you have to shoot him for 4 on the first hit. And if you don't, you have to go through that toughness yet again to try and get him down. And then that's 5 damage. So you're looking at, hit him for 4 or 3, and then he's on his click, and then you have to hit him for another 5. So he's basically 8 clicks deep at that point. And he's just always had 1 click too many for me to be able to off him. He always ends up on that last click with that 16 combat reflexes. And because, he's stealth, he's rocking an 18 for his last 3 clicks unless you can bust stealth.
Yep.
To make him better, I wouldn't even know where to begin, honestly. Maybe a damage reducer, like the Hulkbuster Torso, that would be ridiculous. He doesn't need energy shield deflection because he's got stealth.
You could give him a Hulkbuster arm to give him 6 range and an additional bolt.
And no, it's energy explosion.
Energy explosion?
It's not additional bolt.
But then you want to pick it though. You could pick precision strike instead.
Sidestep from the Sins.
There you go.
Definitely good. Pair him with other outsiders. People who have the outsiders team ability and the outsiders keyword. They're kind of costly right now.
Yes.
That adds up really fast when you're building a team from this set. But if you look back into some of the other sets, especially in Golden, you can make a sweet, sweet outsiders team with this Batman. Anything else, Eric?
That covers him. No, I've played him several times, and every skill I got, he's a common Batman. He's way too good. Like, I almost instant pick him over my rare, just because of what he can do.
It's hard for me to steer away from the Trinity War Bats to go to this one, but if I don't have enough room for 150 points, this is my next go-to Batman.
For a common, that's really generous of WizKids to print a really good common Batman. Thank you, guys.
Don't know if I'm rocking the blue. I missed the black, but
I kind of want to sketch one because he look really cool in that like gothic dark over his white like that would be pretty cool. I would then of course paint the Batman symbol yellow if I can get to it with the little tiny paintbrush. So just to be neato.
All right, well that covers our commons review. Please, if you feel that we missed anything or if there's a better way to use one of these characters that we didn't cover, please comment below. We'd love to hear from you guys. And we brought the Stadium back again.
You guys love
critically
it.
Acclaimed. I just built this thing on a whim, and it's one of the things you guys love, so it's gonna stay. But that covers this. This has been our 100th video for our common review. We will continue on to uncommons, rares, super rares, and chases for what we have.
Soon.
Within the upcoming weeks, and then we're gonna go ahead and move on to filming some other things.
I just want to say one thing before we go, guys. We got a lot of you out there who said they would love to send us figures to fill out the team. We really appreciate that, and I would have taken you up on all of those offers. My only worry was it's Christmas time, and shipping during this season is not very safe for a lot of reasons.
Yeah, we'd hate to see a Bat Zaro get lost in the mail
or a Jakeem Thunder
picked off our porch.
So we're just gonna not this time, but down the road later when it's much more consistent, we can track everything and make sure they're kosher with that.
Or we get a hold of a PO box.
Yes, we would love to have you guys help us fill out the stadium with every piece because we do try to get as much as we can, but we can't afford all of it. So we got what we got.
Not always.
But we have good friends local who also help us out too. So we always love to thank them, and you guys will hear our shout outs to them when it comes time to have those figures from them. And that's all.
All right. So until next time, remember,
strike first
and strike hard.